This is the rundown for Night of Champions this weekend. And considering this weekend is packed full of wrestling, let's not waste any time and let's get straight into it. As you know, this is how a rundown works. I go through the matches off of Wikipedia, and then I go back through them, give my predictions on who I think will win. So let's get into this. So, even though the pay-per-view or premium live event is called Night of Champions, not many titles are being defended on Night of Champions, and it's more focused on the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments. So why not just call it King and Queen of the Ring? And starting off with the finals of the King of the Ring tournament, as we've got Jey Uso versus Obafemi. This has been a bit of a weird tournament, both sides. I will get into the Queen of the Ring in a minute, but I just want to talk about the King one, as I really didn't think Jey would be the one in the finals with Oba. I mean, Oba 100% I thought was going to win King of the Ring. That was ages ago coming out of WrestleMania. But I might be, when it comes to predicting, I might go into more why, who I think is going to win. But here, I just didn't reckon Jey would be here. And also, the way the tournament laid out, there was... Hang on, let me just check here, because I've got them here. There was 4 fatal 4-way matches, with the winners going into singles matches leading to the finals. And, I mean, either having Javon or Dominic in the final against Oba, for me, would have been better than Jey. But that's just me. So, moving on to the Queen of the Ring, Io Sky versus the Women's World Champion, Liv Morgan. What if there's ever been any more of a sign that creative have nothing for you and they don't care what the crowd thinks? This is it. This is 100% creative have nothing for you, and we don't care what the crowd thinks, because the whole point of the King and Queen of the Ring is the winner will get a world title shot at SummerSlam. So like a mini Royal Rumble thing for SummerSlam, in the fact that whoever wins the tournament gets the world title shot at SummerSlam. I love that. But when Liv is the world champion, who's she going to face? Herself? Or is she just going to go over to SmackDown, challenge Rhea, who is rumoured to be injured? Best of luck if that is the case. Speedy recovery. But I don't want to see Liv versus Rhea again. Or does that mean Liv just gets to choose her opponent at SummerSlam? And then in that case, why would you choose an opponent if you won? It boggles my mind. And I honestly thought that Charlotte Flair was going to be the one to win this tournament, and I thought she was going to be getting the world title shot at SummerSlam, because I thought, well, there's been enough time since her last world title run, and like when we all got fed up of, Charlotte in the main event again, Charlotte in the main event again, Charlotte wins a title again, that sort of thing, where she's had this really good tag team and like story with Alexa. It's kind of refreshed her, so I wouldn't have been against her winning Queen of the Ring and facing somebody at SummerSlam. But that being the case, we're not here. Also, quickly before I move on, great to see they're still trying to push Io and that, especially after the fact that Rhea isn't around on Raw with her, so the spotlight isn't going to be shared. So it's still good that they're trying to push Io. Then we get our first title match of the evening of the United States Championship of Trick Williams versus Ricky Saints in a rematch of NXT. if you watched any of their stuff in NXT, they were really good. If they get time, most likely won't, they could pull out a really solid match. I honestly think this will probably be like a TV match. And to be honest, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it matters, but it's good to see that the United States Championship division is starting to get more people in it, and it actually flesh out the division as a whole. Much like how the Intercontinental Championship, which isn't on this show, is getting the same treatment on Raw with, you know, Penta, Rusev, even Paige, Dragon Lee, you know, all of these names going for the belt. It's good to see they're starting to do the same for the US title, but we'll have to wait and see. Then we get steel cage match between Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker. Is this the blow off to the feud, or is this just the midpoint of the feud? I hope it's the blow off, but my expectations are low on that. This feud's been good, I guess, but it's where it's really been off the boil. And again, capitalization on Bron would have been great almost half a year ago when Seth got injured. He should have won the world title. He should have faced Punk at Mania. He should have had a great, like, meteoric rise into the main event. And then you could do this. It's just now I'm ready for the two to go their separate ways. But at the end of the day, this will be a good match. And unlike the US title match, this match will get time. That brings us to our second United States Championship match of the evening, which is Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. In a rematch of the world title match that we got last year from these two at SummerSlam and Saturday night's main event. And if you watch those matches, if you remember, they're not the best. Tiffany's great, but she's not at the caliber she can carry somebody to a great match. And Jade's Jade. So I could see them just doing hot potato in the belt in a feud between them. And also, what a drop off for Jade from literally challenging Rhea a few weeks ago at Clash in Italy for the women's title in a rematch, and now she's in the mid card. But to be fair, this is probably where she really deserves to be. Which brings us to our main event of the evening in a triple threat match for the undisputed WWE Championship: Cody Rhodes versus Gunther versus Sami Zayn. Now, I really am get frustrated that what I was hoping would be the case, Sami staying 100% babyface until next year's WrestleMania, where he would win the world title, isn't going to be happening. Him being a heel now, or he's blurring the lines, I should say. He's going to be cheered like over as a babyface, same as like Cody, because the Saudi crowd will just cheer for him. Gunther, I reckon, is going to get a visceral hatred because of retiring AJ there. But I could see this as a way to protect Gunther. I think Sami is going to be the one to take the pin here in the match. That's kind of giving away my prediction, but I'll get into it more. But the way I see this constructing is this might lead to another match, maybe at SummerSlam. But I see this as a way just more or less to keep Gunther protected, but at the same time in the world title picture. So yeah, they are all 6 matches that are on the card. Predictions time. My predictions, let's start from the top again, starting with the finals of the King of the Ring tournament. and I can't believe I'm saying this, I'm going Jey Uso. Now, let me explain. I want Oba, and in his promo on Raw, he did say Jey is not the Samoan he wants. I want to see Roman versus Oba at SummerSlam for the world title. But there is a giant Brock Lesnar shaped iceberg heading for Oba here. And I think Brock is going to cost Oba the match, which means Jey will have to pin him. And we'll get Jey versus Roman, or maybe Jey versus Cody. Spoilers for who I'm picking. But my prediction here is Jey Uso to win King of the Ring. Queen of the Ring, Io Sky. Please, for the love of God, don't let Liv win, because this is just going to be a mess if she wins and she's the world title champ. Io winning here. Queen of the Ring, she then can face, I guess she can face Liv again at SummerSlam, but she's already beaten her and she's the world title champ. So I don't know. Or she goes to SmackDown and faces Rhea for the women's title if Rhea is medically cleared. But at the end of the day, I'm picking Io. And this is just these two matches on their own just shows that the mess that this year's King and Queen Ring tournaments have been, because it makes no sense. There's not a clear way out without somebody coming out worse for me. Which leads us to the United States Championship match of Trick versus Ricky Saints. Trick to win here. As much as it would be cool to see Ricky win the United States Champion, I think he can win it in a bit. I think Trick, like I said, is on course to hold it until at least SummerSlam, and then he loses it in, I don't know, maybe a fatal 4-way or a 6-way or something. But yeah, Trick Williams to retain the United States Championship. Now, Seth versus Braun in Steel Cage. Braun won their match at Backlash. Now, I've got two minds on this. Do I go with my heart or do I go with my brain? My brain's telling me Seth's winning this because this is going to be a trilogy. We're going to get a rematch at SummerSlam to blow off the feud. But I really just want Braun to win, and Braun to then just be done with this feud. This be the end of the feud. They can both move on to something new. But at the end of the day, it's what WWE is most likely to do, and that is have Seth win to get his win back after Backlash, leading to a blow-off at SummerSlam. So yeah, Seth Rollins to win here. Then we get Tiffany versus Jade for the Women's United States Championship. And to be honest, this doesn't really matter, so why not just give Jade the belt? You can hot potato the belt, like I said, and it being Night of Champions, you need somebody, a championship to swap. Why not this one? It doesn't really matter. So yeah, Jade Cargill is your new United States champion. And in our main event, Cody Rhodes versus Gunther versus Sami Zayn for the undisputed WWE Championship. And like I said, I don't think Gunther's taking the pin here. I think it's Sami. Sami is going to eat the pin here, as Cody Rhodes will retain his world title, and maybe afterwards we get Sami fully turning heel, attacking Cody afterwards. I don't think that would work in Saudi, because the Saudi crowd don't want to boo Sami ever. But this has been the case, and maybe the SummerSlam match will be Cody versus Sami, and that's where Sami wins it. But I mean, at the same time, what would you rather have? Sami as a heel winning the title for the very first time, or Sami as a beloved underdog babyface win it for the first time? I know which one I prefer. So yeah, they are my predictions. for Night of Champions 2026. Like I said, very busy week for wrestling this weekend. We've got Night of Champions on Saturday. We've got Forbidden Door and Great American Bash and Slammiversary on Sunday. So please don't forget to go out and check out my Forbidden Door rundown, as that is also going to be coming up soon. Until then, thank you for watching. Please leave your predictions down below. Make sure you keep an eye out for future videos because they're on their way. And until next time, thank you. Goodbye.